Rub me like a Hellcat.
Back people, it's Mast3rl3ss here, bringing you another stream from Ark Survival Evolved on the centre map. It's a lovely day today, sunshine in the sky, nice day to look out onto the beach, as we can see. So yeah, last episode I'd managed to get up to level 85. I planned on building some industrial forges as well, and that was on my to-do list. Managed to get a saddle for Big Bertha as well, and Big Bertha's doing well. She's just over there with Big Okay, this is a pretty random and unplanned part of the stream. So I just logged on the server, and there appears to be a kangaroo or a procoptodon stuck to the signpost. So I'll have to tame that later, or now, maybe. How do you tame these? I've never tamed one of these before, so I'm not sure if it's a passive tame or whether you just feed them berries or. And besides, it's only level 20, so it's got a cute little face though. So yeah, anyway, so I got a saddle on Big Bertha, managed to unlock the industrial forges, and then really spent the rest of the day after that gathering metal for the forges, built the forges. I've been hammering away getting some metal ingots since then, because as I mentioned in the last video, what we want to do really is to extend this in front to become a port that sort of links to that lighthouse island that we've got ahead of us. Get all of these perimeter behemoth walls as metal as well. Wood definitely doesn't cut it, especially if something scary like a Giga or Alpha Rex comes along and just demolishes all of them. So yeah, so it's worth just showing the new forges and the ones I chose to go for. So we just head over to the advanced smithy. We've got here, so if you go to structures and crafting, and it's worth mentioning I suppose that the advanced smithy, this is part of the Ark Advanced mod, so it doesn't come with the vanilla game, and we've got the Ark Advanced mod installed on the server as well as the advanced supply drops. But I mean, you've probably seen a few things scattered around the base that maybe you haven't seen before, so if you have, that would explain it. It's most likely due to the Ark Advanced mod. And if I have a look in the Advanced Smithy, I mean, you've got sort of a whole range of other new things that you can craft that you don't get with the standard Ark. These are really useful. So you get X arrows. Also you get the Trank 30cc darts and some 10cc darts. It's the 30cc that I use to trank the bigger dinos, and they're fairly expensive for what they are. I mean, you might think, looking at the ingredients, it's not too bad. 10 narcs, 1 polymer, 1 ingot and 20 rare flowers. But those 20 rare flowers can be really hard to get. It's a case of usually just having to go and raid some beaver dams and see what you can get out of those. But anyway, we're on about the forge. So if I go into the structures, crafting, you've then obviously here got the forges. So you've got the Ark Advanced forges at least. Now, there are the requirements for one. So 500 ingots, 250 crystal, 100 oil and 100 polymer. And that's the same whether it's electric or gas. Obviously they're just powered differently. However, if you just bear those figures in mind, 500, 250, 1 and 1, and then we head over to the fabricator to have a look at some of the normal stuff that we can craft in Ark, which I've just run past. What we've got is the usual forge, and look at those requirements. I mean, wow. 2.5k ingots, 250 crystal, 600 cementing paste, 400 oil and 400 polymer, which we definitely didn't have the time to get with just the usual little refining forges that you start out with. So my plan is to get to one of these after we've done the perimeter walls and sort of mined enough metal. So that's why I've gone for the others. Now here they are in action. So I've got 3 of these at the moment, and these are the electric powered advanced forges. So 1, 2, 3. Also note that in the bottom left hand corner of the screen I do have the big flame, so it's it kind of sucks really, but if I stand next to the forges, I mean, you can see my health slowly going down there as well, so you don't ever want to be standing too near to the forges. Oh, actually, speaking of temperatures, just reminds me, I crafted, someone else on the server crafted some saddles for them yesterday, and in exchange for those saddles, they kindly, very kindly gave me this. So I've now got a fertilised Giganotosaurus egg, or Giganotosaurus, however you want to pronounce it. And the look at the levels of the parents as well. So one 200 and one 148. I'm just going to take this out of the fridge for now and go and just drop it onto the incubator here. In fact, let me just turn off some of the bloom. I've got some of my single player commands on here. So, oh, I'm having a blank. Ah, that's it, sorry. There we go, so just gets rid of some of the shine now. Useful command for you all to get, by the way, if you've ever been blinded by the light, r.bloom quality space 0 in the Ark console, and we'll sort that out for you now. So, yeah, we also have the incubator again as part of the Ark Advanced mod, and essentially all this does is if you place an egg or you choose an egg and drop the egg onto the incubator, it just sets the ideal temperature for the egg so that it can incubate okay. I mean, I had this on the go yesterday as well. Incubation, I believe, is on 5 times server setting at the moment, but it's still taking a very long time in order to get this done. My character is moaning, so I'm going to have some food. So yeah, we'll just leave this slowly to incubate until it's done to hatch. I'm good to just leave this for now. It really does take ages. And back over to these. So I really want to show you one of these in action compared to the usual forge that we've got here. And do I have anything? No. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to quickly grab a little bit of metal. Just a few feet away here on the hill. I don't know why I chose Phoenix instead of Pretzel, because Phoenix is much slower. Always tend to get a little bit of FPS lag there as well as it loads a new part of the map, which is, yeah. That's one downside I find to the centre map, is that depending on where you go on the map, you do get some pretty heavy load times occasionally where it sort of just stops and pauses and you do get some FPS lag, but as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that you can do about that just yet. Maybe the devs will find a fix for it in the future, but who knows. So I'll just mine one metal node for now. Pop the... in fact, I don't even need to do that. I'm just going to get back on Phoenix, head straight back to base. And then we're going to just put some of the metal ore into one of those forges. Just so you can see the difference. I mean, it's huge. You'll see how much metal ingots, or how many metal ingots I've got in there since yesterday, and I was only mining metal, I'd say, for maybe an hour and a half yesterday, and I've got tons already. So if I just park up, reverse and drop, and through, up. Oh, I don't need to take it, do we? I'll just get rid of that stone. So 124 metal now. If you just put it into this forge here, so we'll leave this here for a few seconds, and I'm pretty sure that it works off the basis of refining 15 of them at a time, where you get 15 ingots, so you use 30 of the metal ore. And we should see this in a moment. Hopefully I won't die before we actually see this with the health dropping. Pretty sure we'll be okay. So there we go. Metal ingots reducing already. So you can see it's actually quite quick as well. You don't have to wait too long. It's not like, in fact, I'll tell you what, most of the time when I go out mining metal for the forges, by the time I've gone out on the Quetzal and come back, the metal's already been converted and has already been smelted down. So yeah, you can really not keep up with these. But downside of the advanced forges, of course, is that you don't get the charcoal from them for gunpowder. So I mean, I'm probably running fairly low on this now. Yeah. Compared to normal. I mean, I have kept a forge for now just to get some charcoal off, And of course on the centre map you can always go up to the North Volcano Island and harvest the actual burnt trees there, which gives you charcoal anyway, so there is that as an option. I don't tend to really want to do that with it being so far away from where I am on the map, but for anyone that lives near there, that's an option to them as well. So obviously I built the 3 forges since I was last on, and got those 3 forges now up and running. Now there were a couple of other things that happened as well while I was offline. Now I really would have loved to have recorded and streamed this. Sadly I didn't at the time because I had no idea how far we were going to go into the caves, how many of us were going to go, and what it was actually going to be like. But yesterday I went to the it was the very northwest of the map, so I believe the coordinates were around maybe 40, 20, just that little snow mountain that you can see at the northwest. And there was an absolutely amazing looking cave that Mast3rl3ss from the server took me into. And as a result of me going into the cave, not only do I now have the artifact of the immune, which I got from one of the easy caves on the game, I've also got artifact of the clever and artifact of the devourer as well. So you know, at some point I'll be able to summon the bosses of these, and I'll show those boss fights as well in a recording, team up with some of the other guys from the tribe, and get that done. So yeah, I fully intend to go back into that ice cave, by the way, with Arexian and Des, my 2 tribe mates, and do that together. And we will feature a video where we go in and do that, just so you can see the ice cave. I mean, I've got to say, it was definitely the coolest looking cave that I've ever seen on Ark. So yeah, I'd really love to show you all that as well at some point soon. Now, something else that happened yesterday as well is, again, as part of my day mining metal and stocking up the forges, literally I'd say on the other side of those 3 stone walls just there, the stone behemoths, I saw a giga. Now, gigas are a difficult one because I actually find that when you've got the 30cc darts, they're easier to tame than they are to kill. And what I mean by that is, it might take maybe around 4 or 5 30cc darts to knock a giga down. But of course when they're down you then have to carve your way through 140,000 hit points on them, which isn't fun. And this giga was level 15, so it was quite low, so I knew it would tame up fairly fast. And in the end, me and my tribe mate Arexian decided we're just going to tame it. We couldn't be bothered to fight it. It wasn't worth the risk of losing any of our dinos. So what I'm just going to do is create a saddle now. So I need some hide and some fibre to get a saddle for the new giga, which I will show you in a second. Okay, not too much hide on the Quetzal. When may I have some hide? Actually, I should have some hide on Bertha. So I'm just trying to sideways strafe my way like a crab over to Bertha, just because I don't want to spoil the other giga, which you've probably already seen anyway at the start of the video, and I accidentally briefly flashed this part of the base. But so yeah, Bertha should definitely, plenty of hide from some of the expeditions I've already been on with Bertha. So nip back over to base, put this hide into the smithy, and then we're just going to run outside and get some fibre as well. So while I'm here, I'm just going to put this egg away in the fridge. How are we doing on eggs now? Okay, not too bad. Just going to get some fibre. Oh, yeah, there's another interesting note as well that I found out the other day. So, apparently, the scythes or sickle. So the sickle does the same base damage as a pike on the game. So for those of you who don't have differences between your pike and sickle, so I mean I have, for example, I've got an ascendant pike which I got from a drop with 363 damage and a sickle with 217. So if they were exactly the same percentage damage in terms of their boosts from the classes that they would actually do the same damage to dinosaurs as well. So you can potentially save 8 points of weight by taking the sickle out with you instead of the pike. But yeah, I mean, for me personally, with how much difference the damage is between my pike and my sickle, I'm best off sticking with the pike for sure. But yeah, so again, as I said, just going to collect some fibre, and then I'm going to run over to the smithy, pop the fibre in the smithy, and then let's make a saddle. Okay, so there we go, another Giga saddle coming up, and then I can just quickly pop outside and show you who this saddle will belong to. So yeah, just going to take that from here, and ladies and gents, please meet Sandy, our newest addition to the Orion tribe. Yeah, she is. So he is, sorry there, he is. Sandy is a male, no offence Sandy, I do apologise. Only level 19 now, of course, off the back of the tame. Stats are just really basic. Essentially, this guy's just going to be fodder for some of the bosses, or for if we come across a wild Giga or Alpha at some point. You can just get in there and tank for the rest of the dinos. So I don't really need to, do much with him. Because he's such a low level as well. Anytime I pump any one of the skills into here, you get barely any increase. You'll see what I mean now if I increase melee damage. Melee, that's only 26.1%, so it goes up by like a ridiculous amount each time. So not ideal by any means. But Sandy, there you go, have a saddle. I feel bad because I've never ridden Sandy anywhere, so I'm just going to, there we go, one step, that's all you're having for now. I have moved you though, you cannot say I've neglected you now, Sandy. And really another reason I wanted to tame it when I saw it is the colour, because I'm just, Big Dave and Big Bertha, they're both exactly the same colour, pretty much I think. And with the breeding mechanics on the game, as they are at the moment anyway, I know we've got another update coming out soon, but the breeding mechanics mean that the baby can inherit sort of some of the colours from either parent, and it would have just been really boring if every Giga I would have ever had would have been green. So I figured it'd be quite cool to to potentially mate Sandy to Big Bertha at some point in the future. Having said that, of course, I've got no idea what the Giga will turn out like that's in the egg too. I haven't seen the parents, and they're owned by another tribe on the server. I haven't visited their base yet. Thanks to Ant, by the way, for the egg, in case Ant checks out the video. Very much appreciated. But yeah, we don't know what colour this will come out. And this should be a powerhouse of a Giga as well, so yeah, really looking forward to that hatching. And then I was also looking for some beaver dams yesterday to get some cementing paste and rare flowers, and I will show you in fact where I was. So just behind our base we've actually got this cool little area with a lake there, and you usually do get quite a few beavers spawning in the lake as well. So for those of you who've not seen a beaver dam in the game before, or you don't tend to ever really bother with them, I'd really encourage you to check them out whenever you get the chance. Be warned, as soon as you look in one, you will be attacked by any beavers or casteroids that are in the pool. Speaking of which, a couple of Rexes picking on, all of them from this lake anyway. I'm just going to take out these two Rexes. I don't like bullies, and they've been bullying the beavers, so Rexes must go. Plus it's, XP's XP. Take it when you can get it, folks. Take it when you can get it. Because you never know when your next high level predator is going to pop up. Rexes of course are really good for EXP, especially the higher level Rexes. So it's going to take this guy out. Not far now. I think they may have actually just destroyed a dam that was below them. Unless I was seeing things. They definitely destroyed something, those Rexes, as they were attacking. Okay, cool, that's that one down as well. Yeah, so there's a beaver dam, just here. So just park up Phoenix, hop off. Yeah, there you go. So they're just like little piles of twigs, really. You can access the inventory for them. If I go in, I'll take the cement paste and the mushroom, but I'll get rid of the wood. Never really tend to take the wood. And I always make sure I demolish the dam as well. I haven't actually tested it to see whether if I left the dam alone, cement paste and flowers and other things would, you know, sort of go back into it. Yeah, that may be the case, but yeah, I tend to just destroy them so that the you know, the beavers can get some new ones made up. I'm just going to nip across to the other side of the pool actually, and just check this other one while I'm here. Hopefully, pills and more paste. No flowers. So it is a bit hit and miss with flowers and what you actually get from the beaver dams anyway, but you do usually find you get some silica pills and usually quite a lot of cement and paste as well. So yeah, they can be really useful. I have no idea why, by the way. I decided a while ago that I was going to try and get this Quetzal to 500% melee damage. I don't know why, it's kind of dumb. It's not like I'm going to use him for many alphas, but it's kind of too late now for me to focus again on weight or health. So I'm just going to carry on with melee damage and melee damage and continue on our way. So yeah, I've just come here because this is where I found the beautiful dino that I tamed yesterday. I don't often actually tend to put the wooden spikes down to protect what I'm taming, but if I sort of I find if I really care about the tame or definitely don't want to lose it, I'll always do this just to make sure that it's safe. And again, I wasn't sure if I had enough kibble for this tame as well, so I knew that I was going to be flying backwards and forwards from base as well to keep it stocked up. So I just wanted it to be protected, and in hindsight, it's a really good job I did, because while I was taming the dino, I had 3 different raptors all try and get to me or the dino through the fence, and obviously couldn't. And also had a Paki and a Doedicarus as well try and get in and end up fighting the fence. So always, if you have a really high value tame, pop the wooden spikes down if you know it's going to be some time, and that way you can guarantee that your tame will be safe. So that's where I got it anyway. Found it just roaming around here just as I was out and about. So let's go and have a look at what it is. I've got to say, it's definitely my favourite colour, is the one that I have tamed anyway. I always try and tame these guys or girls whenever I see them. You'll know why. They've just got such a really cool, such a cool look about them. And for those of you who've seen the Anunnaki Genesis mod on any servers or on any videos, the alphas on there look really cool. And I think in terms of normal dinos, this is about the closest that you can get coloration wise to an alpha. So yeah, meet White Walker, everyone. So White Walker was a level 145, all kibble tame, 99% taming effectiveness, I think, or 98.9. So tamed up at level 216 in the end. I did go out for quite some time on White Walker after I'd tamed. Is it he or she? That's a good point. Him. Yeah, so after I tamed him, took him out, found a couple of alpha raptors actually, and took those down. And boosted the stats up, so I've managed to get the melee to 505 now on this guy. And I'm going to focus on health, and this is going to be the strongest Rex that I have. So I'll certainly be using this guy for any alphas, Raptor, Carno, or Rex, and again against the bosses when I come to actually summon them when I've collected all the artifacts. So yeah, I really like the, as I said, the colours of this guy. I mean, if I just put K on and turn around, so you've got a really cool sort of evil looking red-orange eyes, and just the white body, and the white spine. So you can probably see over there just behind me, in the background, there's Ice Pick, my other Rex, and Ice Pick's got the black spine, but the rest of him's white, and he's also got sort of like, some black shading on the top, whereas this guy is just completely white, other than the red Quetzal that's going, yeah, we won't go there, but yeah, he's totally white. So really happy with that tame. I'm really happy with the fact that because I've put the wooden spike all up, nothing had interrupted me as well when I came to do it. So I had a really good day yesterday actually, after after getting to level 85, building the forges, taming the new Giga, taming a Rex. What I'm going to be looking to do in the next video is I'd really like to do a cave run if possible with the guys, just to show you just a very quick stop in the cave tour. But in the meantime, I do need to get cracking with this port and some of the perimeter walls, so next time you tune in you should certainly see some progress taking place there. I'd also like to start painting some of my dinosaurs as well and branding them. I mean, seeing as my armor's purple and white-ish, I think I'm going to do that to my dinosaurs and just to colour them as well to make it a bit easier to spot them, because as you can see I'm getting more and more dinos as time goes by, and you can kind of do with like a little pen for them as well, or just somewhere to keep them. We've got obviously the egg station going well and the egg collector doing its job here, but I think it's about time we housed some of the other dinosaurs and kept them safe, particularly the gigas eventually as well, because gigas can rage, as I'm sure loads of you already know anyway, and when gigas rage this involves them sort of throwing you off them and also attacking you and any of your other dinosaurs that you have with you at the time as well, and that's really bad of course, because you'll die, the dinosaur that you had with you dies, and who knows what's going to happen with the giga. He'll wander off, be attacked by the dinosaurs, a wild giga maybe, you just don't know. So gigas are always good to house when you've got them around your base, so especially if you're on a PvP server, that way if someone decides to fire a rocket launcher at your gigas or in your base, they are protected and they won't rage. I mean, it's not so bad obviously for us because I've got this glass or metal base here, so nothing, no dinosaur can break through here anyway, and obviously my tribe mates are Rexian's glass over there and Des is high up so they can't get him. But eventually we'll build a little behemoth hut for them as well. That category just makes me laugh. I really don't know what the point in those guys is. I'm going to have to look into that. There's one type of dinosaur on Ark I've never really paid any attention to or had any interest in having, so certainly would like to get one of those as well at some point. And I was saying to a Rexian yesterday I'd quite like to get a terror bird, a 150 terror bird as well. Well, I'll tell a lie, I'd quite like a series of terror birds and paint them all different colours. But yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We've got a lot to do in the meantime. While I am here, I will just quickly show you another part of the Ark Advanced mod, which is the kibble cooker and how the kibble cooker works. So this is the this is the kibble cooker. Now you can see that you can create the various food types depending on which dinosaur it is that you wanted to tame, and also note that Argentavis food won't give you Argentavis kibble, it will give you the kibble used to tame the Argentavis as well. So for those of you new to the mod, just bear that in mind when you start to make some of this. And essentially the ingredients that you need for these or for the kibble through the machine are generic egg, fibre, meat paste, prime jerky, base veggie, or of course sometimes cooked meat jerky and berry paste. So you can see here you can make berry paste using a range of the berries that are available within the game, and meat paste is simply just a ton of raw meat, and fibre is as normal, but you've also got the generic eggs. So the way in which Ark Advanced Kibble Cooker works with eggs are that you can take, and it is regardless of the egg type, 3 dinosaur eggs to get you 1 generic egg. And what that then does is, if I just drop these eggs I've just taken out of the collector in and craft these, generic eggs are used for all of the kibble types. So the beauty of the kibble cooker, of course, is that say we take a T-Rex for example. Previously you would have needed a whole herd of scorpions to constantly lay eggs for you in order to then use those scorp eggs for kibble used to tame T-Rexes. But now of course it doesn't matter what the dinos are that you've got that are tamed, in terms of the dinosaurs that lay eggs, because any of the eggs that you've got you can drop into the kibble cooker, turn them into generic eggs, and then use those generic eggs to craft all this kibble. Sorry, I'm having difficulty talking. I had a long day at work in the daytime, so you have to excuse me folks for any typos or mishaps with me speaking at the minute. I am quite tired. So Generic eggs are then used in varying degrees, so one generic egg is required for Argentavis food. However, I imagine when we look at something like a Giga, yeah, you need 5 generic eggs. So 5 generic eggs with, of course, 3 normal dino eggs. Needing to make 1 generic egg means that you'd need 15 normal dinosaur eggs in order to get those 5 generics. And if you scroll down, what we can see is just some of the generic meat paste and berry paste we've made already. We've got plenty of berries in here as well, for in case we need to use those. Now, again, it's interesting with the vegetables because, or fruits. So citronals and savaroots, for example, they would again usually have been used for specific kibble types. However, with the kibble cooker as part of Ark Advanced, you only actually need just a base vegetable. So you see how at the bottom there it's got base veggie 1, and that means that you can use 1 type of any vegetable in order to make that kibble. And then once you choose to make a kibble, so well, I fancy taming a terror bird at some point soon anyway, so I'll create one of these. So I'll create the terror bird food now, and the food then drops into the kibble cooker at the bottom. And I have seen a few people mention that the dinosaur food doesn't work as part of Ark Advanced, but it may look that way when you first drop the food onto the dinosaur, because it won't eat it, you can't really seem to do anything with it. However, if you click on it and choose use item, that converts the food then into the dinosaur kibble. So you can see now we've got kibble from a Gallimimus that we could use to tame a terror bird. So in fact I'm just going to pop this in the fridge until next time. So yeah, that's really how the Ark Advanced Kibble Cooker works. It's quite fun to use. Some people I've heard aren't so keen on it because it makes life quite easy, but if you manage your server egg laying rates so that they're not pumped to high heaven and you're not getting hundreds of eggs every minute, it's still quite a chore to generate enough eggs from your tamed dinos in order to make loads of generic eggs. It does take some time, so I personally have no issue with using it because you still have to put that effort in to actually get the reward at the end of it as well. So yeah, I mean, that's it for this episode. I know it's not a particularly exciting episode compared to some of the others and some of the ones that we will be filming in the future. I'm just going to quickly put Phoenix back away, just on his ledge in the main complex as well. So we're looking to do a few more things before the next video. Just as I said, beef up the perimeter walls, get started on a port maybe. I may even have something new tamed to show you when we come back. Who knows? And yeah, we'll do a cave run at some point soon with the guys as well, just to get a bit of gun and dinosaur action there, where we can go all out with some serious weaponry. So yeah, just going to shut the front door, make sure that everything is okay for now. In fact, yeah, let's sign off next to the egg, because of course this at some point will hatch. I'm sure you're all going to want to see the end results. So thank you very much for tuning in again, everybody. I'll see you again very soon for another episode. Please check the description for server details and also links to my YouTube and Twitter pages. And please hit that like button if you're happy with the videos I'm making. Feel free to add any comments or suggestions, and I'll always look to get those incorporated in the videos at some point in the future. And yeah, this is Mast3rl3ss signing off. We'll see you all again. Thank you.